Good morning, it's Jeff at Budrum here, and Will was on the camera, and this morning I'm going to make some naan bread, and this turns out to be really magnificent naan bread. So I've got 500 grams of baker's flour, and with that I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of bread improver. I've got 1 teaspoon of dry yeast, I've got 1 teaspoon of sugar, I've got 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Now I've got 1 teaspoon of salt. Now we're going to add 1 garlic clove. So what I've got here is 2 smallish ones. So we're going to just crush them in there. And the combination of the garlic and the next ingredient really gives us a nice flavour. Plus there's the olive oil as well. So we've got now the next ingredient to go in is 1 teaspoon of onion seeds, which comes under the name of nigella seeds. So I'll explain about that later. Now we're going to put in 2 teaspoons of olive oil and 3 tablespoons. We're going to put in 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 3 tablespoons of plain yogurt, and that's at room temperature. That's going in there. Now the other thing we're putting in here now is 1 cup of water at 105 degrees Fahrenheit. So all I'm going to do now is combine all these ingredients, and then I'm just going to knead it for about 10 minutes into a dough, a nice dough. So what I did was I spent hours looking at different recipes on the internet and videos on YouTube, and with the idea of making this beautiful naan bread, and it turns out absolutely beautiful, and the aroma that comes out of the kitchen when we're cooking this stuff is out of this world. And I contribute that to the nigella seeds and the garlic and the olive oil. So even now the aroma coming out of here, out of the bowl, is quite nice, and the combination of the yogurt and everything. So what I'm going to do is come back. Okay. So we just started our kneading here. So we just sort of got it fairly loose mixture. So we just got to add a little bit of flour here and there to stop it breaking through. So we're going to do this for 10 minutes. So when I mentioned we used baker's flour for this naan bread, you can get atta flour from the Indian spice shop, and you can get whole wheat flour. So that's the sort of flour that they use for this naan bread, and we can just use plain flour, but the whole wheat flour is the best flour to get. Now the other thing about those nigella seeds, we hunted everywhere at the supermarkets trying to find nigella seeds, and the other name is onion seeds. We just couldn't get it at the supermarket, so we found an Indian spice shop. Pardon me. So we got it from an Indian spice shop, but we just believe that the nigella seeds just gives it such a beautiful aroma, beautiful flavour, and I think that contributes to the beautiful flavour that comes out of the kitchen when it's being cooked. And even when you cook up some toast, beautiful aroma comes in there of the kitchen just when you're cooking up the toast. So we'll come back. Okay, so we're just finished our kneading here. We've got a beautiful dough ball here, nice and soft. So what I'm going to do is put the cooking spray in our mixing bowl, and place the dough ball in there. Put a bit more cooking spray on top. We always put a bit of baking paper on top of that, and then a tea towel. And I've got a nice warm spot. I'm going to set that on for about an hour. So what we're looking for it to do is to double in size Okay, so I'm back again now. So this dough has doubled in size, or maybe a little bit more. So I'm just going to punch it down. So just punch it down and turn it out, and we're just going to we're going to make about 8 naans out of this. That's what I did the other day. I got about 8 out of a mixture this size, and so what I do is, when we make our naan, we make it big enough so that, or thick enough so we can cut it sort of bagel style when they're cooked, and then make toast out of it. So, and it just goes with it, anything. You can use it as an Indian naan bread, or you can use it as just toast for anything you like. So I'm just cutting these into pieces, and 8 equal portions, I guess. And then it's sort of rising as we're talking. Now, so what I'll do is, so we're not making these. I'm not going to make these really thin, because as I was saying, I want to be able to slice it down, bisect it, and now I'm going to put some sesame seeds on top, and just a few caraway seeds. Press them into it. A few more sesame seeds there. So it's not going to be a huge flat naan, like I say, big enough so I can, thick enough so I can cut it, and it'll fit in the toaster. And so that's it. Now, so I'll do the 8 like that. And at the same time, we're turning on the oven to full heat. So it's going to be full heat on this oven, and pretty well any household oven would be the same. And we've got a pizza stone in there, and I've got it pretty close to the top shelf, because we want to get the maximum heat into the oven. So the traditional tandoori ovens are around 800 degrees, so we can't get it that hot, but we're going to get it as hot as we possibly can. So that's the story. Okay, so we're here, the oven's preheated, it's very hot, so I'm just going to, I've got my pizza stone there.
Oh, it is hot.
And so I've got, now what I've done is I've put them on a container there with a bit of paper over them. I'm going to get 3 on the pizza stone, or maybe 2, just 2. I'll do 2 lots of 4. You can see it's on the second top shelf. Now, they'll only take about 3 minutes, I'd say, but over here I'll just show you what we used to use before we bought the pizza stone. So we bought that, we started making naan bread about a year ago, and I had that out the back. It's just a paver, an 8x8 paver, and I used to put that in the oven and preheat the oven and just do one at a time. So we'll come back when we're taking them out, eh? Okay, so we've got the last 2 to come out of the oven now, and they're beautiful and brown.
They're beautiful.
And
wow. Success.
Success. Now, just turn the oven off. Now, I've got a little bit of time.
I was just standing there with my camera on the oven and mesmerised by the buns for a second.
So that's our naan bread. Can you get a close up of these ones?
Yes, I can. They're beautiful.
I'm just excited. And,
okay.
Now, they go well on anything, any Indian dish or any soups or stews, and so the same amount of dough that would have made a good loaf of bread made this naan bread, or we would have made maybe 8 or 9 bread rolls with it. So
that's amazing.
With a few extra bits and pieces of spices, and we made this beautiful naan bread, so it was really worth the effort, I reckon, and the smell that's coming out of the kitchen is unbelievable. And could you smell it when you're outside before? Unbelievable.
It's lovely.
How are we going for time? Is our 10 minutes up yet, or?
9:43.
Okie doke. So we better close off now. So well, thanks very much for watching. If you've got this far to the end, and we'll catch you later. All the best. Bye.